Okay guys, we're going to be looking at pound JPY. Now this is something that was requested by the squad. Now if I pull this over, you'll kind of see it. What's this? Right, okay, Robster. No problem. So it was there, pound JPY on Black Bull, which is what we're doing. So if I flick this over, I've already done like a full markup so they can see the levels. I've then wrote out what I believe the trade to be. But further than that, put it over into the tracker, which is here. And they've got it there as well. Now, even further than that, just so they can follow this trade along if they wish, I've just this second finished another video, which is only very short. Just drop that back in there. So put that up onto there, and then we're going to drop that into there. That's exactly what we're doing right now. Okay, so it's the trade idea. So they know everything that I'm going to be doing. Okay, and they can follow it. Now we're not going into it yet, so they've got plenty of times to look at that video. It's only a couple of minutes long to see what this is. The prior video earlier is the full markup, and now we're looking to go to market. Now what do I want to see with this? Well, first of all, I need to figure out the minimum sizes, etc. That is there. It's 0.01. If it did 100 points, it would give me 50p based on that position size. And if I want to make a pound off that 100 points, I need to go in at 0.02. Okay, so this helps me get a guide of what's going on with position sizes. Now I'm looking to buy it, and I'm looking for a 15 pip move. Now 15 pip move, just in roundabout terms, is 150 points, give or take. Okay, now that's what I'm looking to get. Okay, so I just add a 0 on the end and it'll give me the point marker. It's not a scientific fact, it's just a rule of thumb. So if I go, there's like 150 points, so it's roughly this black area here. Okay, now the lower I can get that in, the better. And then all I need to do is think, well, what is that going to give me? Is it going to give me like 15 quid? Or what? Now, the simple way of doing this, you know, I can just sort of put an order in. Just let me just show you. So if I just stick that on there, and then we open up that ticket, and we'll just put 150 points on there, and then just modify it. There you are. It's giving us round about 10 quid. Okay, so all I need to do, we'll just round that off to 10 quid. Okay, so I'm not going in just yet, so I'll switch that off. Now my pilot is telling me that this is to the upper side as well as what my analysis is. We're not overstretched in any way, that's why it's yellow, and the general consensus is to the upper side. Now if I pull this out and I have a little look at the full market, we can see it's gone into a range of some description. It's failed to go to the bottom of the range and is now pushing higher. So it looks like it's pulling off this particular move here. Okay, well, let's drop this down into the hour. And I want to see that in a little bit more detail. Well, there's the move here. Okay, all right. Well, if that's the case, and I drag that up onto there, like so, I can see some key entry points. Well, there's one there. Drop that in. Let's change that aqua, which is there. And there's an exit point. So that'll be the first testing point once it gets through here. Okay, so bear in mind what that is. Change that. And if it comes down into that arena to the 50%, which is there. All right, so I've got entry exits built into this. See exactly where it's going. Let's have a look at the daily. Well, the daily is clearly showing to the upper side. It has been on the outskirts of the Bollinger Band, coming back over on itself, but it's still got slight flare. And, well, we've just got a general push to the upper side. We've just seen it in the 4 hour. As we can see, it's pushing against here. Take it onto the hour so we can see it. Quite happy with that. Pressure's in the right direction. It's closing in. So what I think I'll like to do is trail that down, bounce, and then come back. And I think a tenner is not too bad. Now I will break this up and I will over leverage it slightly. Just simply because I've only got a few hundred quid on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the size at 0.01, which is about 50p, and I'm going to 5 times it. Okay, means I'll put 5 positions in. So it's oversized to the size of the account, but I'm pretty confident with the trade, so I'm okay with that. And then I'm just going to let the trade do its work for me by starting the orders here, and then I'll trail down if I have to, get in, but I'll be gone before that line there. Okay, why is that? Because that's where it's going to push to. So I'll just drop my order in, and if you want something like this, Magic Keys is as good as any. That one I made myself, and I'm up to version 36. It's taken a lot of work. Right, so this will do a bit of work. We'll move the price around a little bit. Right, it's gone into target now, and sure enough, there's your 10 quid, which has worked out pretty much bang on to that fib that I put in and the target score based on what my sheet. So everything is tied together, and I'll be quite happy to get 10 quid out of this over the course of the next couple of hours. All right, why? Because like I say, it's only worth a couple hundred quid, this particular market. Okay, now what about if we're wrong? Well, we've got a swing point here, got a protection point there, got a protection point there, got a protection point here, and then we've got a final one down there. If it breaks through this, I am clearly wrong. So my last point of entry would be in and around this area here, and I'll still get my tenner if it comes down, and I'll sacrifice trades to get it. Because this account is small, I've got no qualms about staging into it and just getting out. It's a simple way to do trades. So let's play this out, and I'll come back to you when it's done. I do have a meeting at 10 o'clock, so I may have to switch the camera off and then come back to it. But you can see the premise of the trade, and let's rock and roll. Okay guys, got to go in the meeting now. It's nowhere near where my point of pain is, so I'm not really bothered. This will just work in the background. It auto adjusts targets, etc. We've upped the target now to 15 quid because we've got a second position in, and we don't even have to work as hard to get up there, so job's easy. So let me have the meeting. It'll take me a couple of hours, and then I'll come back. Catch you soon. Okay guys, I was back. Had a good meeting with Bjorn. Salute to you, kid. This has been running a little bit this morning. It's not really flying high. It's been up. Would have maybe got thick end of a tenner here if I wished to have pulled it. I probably would have done if I was just monitoring the market. But it's still pushing up, and we're going to let it run its way up to here. The hourly is still showing to the upper side, so I'm quite comfortable with this. So we'll give it another half an hour or so, see how it gets on. The sentiments are changing slightly, so what we might do is step this back to a tenner, and we would have had it at that point, but we were trying to get up to here. But at the minute, because sentiments are changing, I'm just going to lower the expectation a little bit and then get out of the trade for 10, 15 quid, something like that. Anyway, let's play this out and we'll see it to the end because I'm going to have a coffee. Okay guys, a quick interlude because I'm asked on pretty much every video a couple of questions. Who do I use and what platform do I use to build small accounts? Well, it's very simple. I come to Black Bull because you can trade with any amount of money that you choose. You've got over 26,000 products, so if you're Forex, indices, shares, commodities, you're going to find it. And they've got excellent world-leading leverage, which you can use to open up an asset and get your positions in, and also the spreads are fantastic. These are the companies that I use to build up. From here, I take it over into the fivers. I have never had a problem getting paid off these, as you can see. And one of the beauties of the fivers at the moment is they're introducing new programs and platforms all the time. They've now recently come back over into the US, so you guys can now take advantage of the prop. And you've got C Trader, and you've got the 3 programs here to choose from, which are very cost effective. Now, to give you an example, there's an account there, 157. You might be thinking, wow, what's that got to do with anything? Well, it is Black Bull, but let's see where it came from. Well, if I take this right to the very top, you'll see it started with £15, and then there's all of the trades running through. Don't get it right all the time, but running through £142 worth of profit, giving me 157. Well, if that's the case, I can now go and buy a prop fund and then feed those funds back into the live to push it forward. Now, if you're interested in any of these, come along and visit my website. You will see everything that I do, and there's extra discounts and exclusive links for both the companies. And both companies use the following platforms, which is TradingView, CTrader and MetaTrader. My personal choice is MetaTrader, but it's all there for you, so you're on the same page, whichever.
I'd buy that for $1.
Good luck. Catch you soon. Let's get back to the video. Okay, guys, so there we go. Took a little while to come through. It's just surged up and took the trade out. I can now reassess it and go back to market if I choose. But as you can see, it's now gone to 0. So if we pull this down, look into the history, there you go, 965 it closed it out on. So I'm quite happy with that. A couple of entries. The peanuts, 0.1 on this is equivalent to about 50 pence. So it was actually a decent trade. And that's what trading is all about. It's just placing your idea, plan it out fully, and then work from level to level. There you go. So I did my analysis on this around 20 to 9 this morning. And as you can kind of see when you've been looking at the video, the market hasn't really gone anywhere. So you're not going to get massive pip counts out of this thing because the market just wasn't willing to give it. So I took what it was willing to give, and that's the end of it. So that's it. That's what trading is all about. It's not this magic pill. It's not jumping in and out of markets all the time because you think you're Billy Bill bollocks. No, put them bollocks back in your pants and just do the job. Bah, bloody humbug. Right, it's getting on to Christmas, so I'm now going to enjoy my coffee. I'm going to have my lunch and then do it all again tomorrow or a little bit later. As always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.